So morning all, it is 8:30 on Wednesday the 3rd of November. This is my continuing my week off, continuing on the southwest coast path, week 8-day something, quite a lot now. And here we are with sunny views of Weymouth. It's quite cold, it's about 4 degrees according to the weather report. It's only going to get to 9 degrees today, so I think, you know, autumn's starting to be here in earnest. These green trees are in for a bit of a beasting this week. Should be sticks by the end of the fortnight, I'm sure. But yeah, how to murder feet, something southwest coast path. Anyway, I'm going that way into the sun, and I need to keep walking because I've got 2 pairs of trousers on today and jumper, and it is quite chilly. A bit of a north wind as well, a bit of a breeze. So yeah, let's move on. So yeah, the plan today is quite a light day actually, about 7 or 8 miles to Lulworth Cove over that way from Osmington Mills, which is where I am now. Just catch that breeze. Go on, and you might need the coat and the gloves and the hat as well. We'll see once I get going, get a bit warmer then hopefully. But yeah, the idea is to get to Lulworth hopefully in time for a 3:30 bus, which I can then use to get back most of the way here, and a little bit of a walk back to the car from here. Yeah, so it gives me about 7 hours to do 7 miles, but I'm hoping that once I get to Lulworth I can sit in a pub for a couple of hours with a coffee or whatever. Can't drink anything, of course, because I'm driving home. I'm on the car still today. Quite a long way as well. I got up at 5:30 this morning, so and I've got another 2-hour drive to get home again after all of this. And I forgot to bring my dry socks as well, so I'm going to have to drive home with my stinky hiking socks on, which is a bit of an oversight. Rookie error. There's a P&O cruise liner drifting majestically, serenely in the bay. It's the same one that was there on Monday, presumably. It has only been 2 days, so... weather is surprisingly blue and sunny today, but I'm told from the weather forecast that in about an hour's time it will go overcast and stay grey for the rest of the day. So enjoying the direct ministrations of mighty Helios. Hopefully it'll raise the air temperature and ground temperature a little bit, a few degrees. But yeah, 9 degrees peak today, so I need to keep moving, obviously, and then hopefully there's a pub with like a fireplace or something at the far end while I wait for a bus. But I think I managed to schedule it so that I need to make a speed of 1 mile an hour over this next bit. It's going to be quite hilly, this next section, I think. Quite a lot of ups and headlands and things. Thankfully, if this bus pans out, I won't have to come back again. But I've left myself enough time today in case the bus doesn't happen. Although, by the time I've waited for the bus and the bus doesn't arrive, it'll be too late to walk back anyway. So there's a second bus after that, but that's another 3 hours after that and well into darkness. Not ideal. Yeah, I mean, you know, if it really comes to the worst, I could probably find a taxi or an Uber or something, but that really does seem like giving up entirely for me. So yeah, anyway, that's the day. I'll talk to you again soon. Up and away. Wow, it's lovely sky. Sharp, refreshing breeze. Yeah, I think today's going to be an exercise in temperature management. Got various layers and combinations of, including my under trousers as well today. My thermal legs, which is great if you're standing around, but if you start hiking extensively and vigorously, it starts to get a bit hot. And it's not really something I can easily adjust on the fly, so we'll have to see. I find it tends to slow me down a bit, extra trousers, as you might imagine. That's okay, because I've got quite a lot of time today to do the small amount of mileage I've got planned. That's magnificent. Early morning. I don't get to see early mornings a lot, well, except on these holidays, frankly. Another boat out there, another cruiser. Like I say, I don't think anything cross channels from Weymouth anymore, so these must just all be parking, local, just lolling around waiting for post-COVID demand to pick up. I say post-COVID, not sure anyone's fooling themselves with that phrase these days, but some people are still going on cruise lines and stuff. Oh, it's really nice. Birds tweeting away in the brambles. calm seas. That's a north, the wind's coming from that way, the north. It's quite low miles an hour, there's about 6 or 7. So it's enough to just, you know, keep you a bit chilled, but nothing life-threatening or in danger of throwing me off the cliff, because yeah, it is blowing off the cliff top today, sort of that way across my path, but it's not going to be strong. So what we got here, there's a bunker, World War II observation post of some sort. And then out there in the distance, I think I'm up and over the far side of that today, so that'll be interesting. On top of there, quite breezy I expect. I think there's somewhere called Ringstead in between where I am now and there, some tiny little beach parking type of affair. But yeah, not expecting to see many people on the trail today. It's, you know, midweek, not half term or anything. Most sensible people are at work. So yes, anyway, I can't stand around too long monologuing today because I'll get cold. Right, gotta go. About a mile in now. Got a good pace going, warmed up nicely. I might even take the jumper off in a minute. I got there then. Osmington Mills 1. I don't think you can see that contrast. A bit washed out. Take my word for it. And the other one says Lulworth 5. So 6 miles to trek today. Should be relatively easy. I mean, Google thinks I can do this in about 3 hours. 2 hours 44 in fact, but I think it'll probably take me about 5 hours. I think probably what happens is I'll get in about 4. That seems consistent actually. Google continually overestimates my speed and I usually underestimate it, but somewhere between we end up in with some kind of accord. So that's White Noth apparently, according to a sign I saw back there. Nothy, Noth, whatever. Very similar to Nothy or Noth Fort. That's on the end of Weymouth there. Just see that there. Similarly named. I can see why white, because certainly from over there, looking back at it, it did look quite white. I don't know if that's limestone. It's probably not chalk. I don't think you see chalk until you get like way over Brighton way the other side of the Isle of Wight and the Solent. That might be limestone, but then I could be bluffing. I tend to make it up. I think there's, you know, more than one sort of rock apparently. I mean, I know limestone and I know granite and I know chalk. Beyond that, I don't know. Andesite, diorite, I don't know, am I right? Something like that. So we got, it goes up there along this little road into Ringstead itself, which, to be honest, I think probably this is the extent of it. There's a car park and I saw a sign on the main road pointing this way towards a cafe, but they might not be open yet and I don't really need anything just now. So yeah, this is absolutely perfect to be honest. I mean, yes, it's cold and a bit breezy, but once you get moving, and I've got a jumper on and extra leggings, so that kind of offsets it all. And it's just, you know, nice gradual downhill grade over there, and it was quite well paved. A lot of stones on, you know, packed gravel, almost like asphalt, almost like like a pavement. And the brambles and the briar along the side there. Much of that bramble and briar stuff's evergreen anyway, so that's not going to go all brown and wispy. Blackberries and blackcurrants, blackberries, whichever. And the sea, the sound of the sea, the sky, the sun. Climbing up a hill earlier there, just going almost straight into the sun actually. It was quite spiritual, quite mystical. Climbing into the sky. Climbing into the stern gaze of mighty Helios. But yes, I'm going to keep going for a bit and see where we end up next. But I'm really just surprisingly enjoying it. I thought it'd just be all dark and horrible and raining and cold and, you know, near-death based type experiences doing this in November, but so far I'm enjoying it. Ask me again in about 4 hours when this supposed cloud cover turns up. But I think that's largely the thing with the coast path, is you enjoy the moments. Don't worry too much about the next hill or the next storm front, or whether I'm going to meet my bus or train. That can really ruin a day, and it's not worth it. Just chill. Yeah, literally. Keep moving. Get some hills now. Almost considered taking the jumper off. I know, it must be strong. Yeah. scenery changing slowly, 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 inch by inch, crawling along the coast. Getting near a white Noid up there. Some sort of house, or I think it's a house, I don't think it's a castle. It's probably a pillbox, World War II observation post thing. Useful place to station a couple of sharp lads with some binoculars. Look at that cliff. I don't know if you can see that cliff. The sun's basically pointing right at the camera. Fantastically warped diagonal strata there. All sorts of upheaval, plate folding or something. Tectonics, something volcanoes probably, which shouldn't imagine. Don't know. Right, keep at it. You snooze, you get cold and die of hypothermia, which is a kind of losing. No, it's not that bad, but yeah, I've got a nice warmth going now, so it'd be a shame to stop. Quirky little church here, cliff top thing. Didn't say so on a stick, I might not have thought it was. It's got a cross on it and a bell. Just in case of shipwrecks. St Catherine's by the Sea, Lulworth, in the parish of Osmington. It's just a shed with some pews. Not even pews. Fold up chairs. Bench there. Probably a bench of the dead. They often are. But yes, nice tree of the dead there, look what we got here. In loving memory of David Lulworth, 1944 to 1991. Call me a skeptic, but I think that tree was there before he died. Still, nice gesture. Right, so we've got to thread our way through and up and across there and start the ascent on the big Noid. I'm glad I've got this camera to talk to, or I'd go quite mad on these trips. That's good. I think I'm done with the climbing for a bit. It's quite an impressive view. Let's go back and have a look. For your benefit, dear viewer, I've already seen it. It was great. Yeah, look, here's a nice flat pitch. There's a small flat piece of grass, but that's about all to recommend it. So, yeah, there's Ringstead down there. And there's Weymouth, gleaming on the horizon. The spangly white esplanade, hotels and all the rest of it. Where's my microphone? Let's put it here. Oh dear, my shirt collar bumping against it. Well, sound quality's never been my forte. Or camera work. Oh, look at this, those sweeping hills of South Dorset. A ruined barn on the horizon there. I love hill country, you know. It's probably my second favourite scenery compared to, well, that lot obviously. And here's both laid out before me. So yeah, I think I could follow along the top up to that house and that headland. That probably, now I'm seeing it a little bit closer on the very end there, let me zoom for you. That's probably one of those National Coast Guard institutes in the huts. A serious retiree with epaulets and binoculars, scanning the horizon, keeping us all safe from something or other. I think they look out for smugglers and you know, people traffickers and things like that, but also I think they look out for ships in distress and flares going up and things like that as well. And they just generally look, I think. So 2 9ers there still haven't speedboated out of the bay in the time it took me to climb that hill. Portland. And you know, it's a lovely place and all, and I highly recommend it for a day trip and all the rest of it, but I could do with not seeing it when I look over my shoulder. It's been on the horizon for the last sort of 5 or 6 days of this trip. It's probably not going to, that's not going to change until I get round the end at Swanage, I don't think either. Still, there it is again. You get to see it from every possible perspective, except out to sea directly to the south, and be able to do that next. Oh, Good, yeah, well that wind's really picked up now. Here's me. I was tempted to take the jumper off, but I think I'd have just shattered like an ice sculpture hit with a pickaxe. But soon I got on top of it if I hadn't got my jumper on. So that was good. Good call. Good job, survival Tim. Alright, just going to meander along here then. It's a great big sun above me, although I do see, yeah, look at that horizon. Big bank of grey. I think that's basically me for the rest of the day once that actually gets here. So I'm going to savour this vitamin D generating beneficence and meander along the top here. I think I got a bit of sunburn last time out on the Weymouth stretch, which is ridiculous. It's November. That shouldn't happen. Maybe it's windburn. I haven't started blacking up around my eyes to avoid the snow blindness yet, but you know, it's only a matter of time. I think I'm going to need another week in addition to this one to get the whole thing finished, and that's likely to be late November or early December. Because why not? I mean, you know, I could try and arrange it to be the winter solstice, give myself the minimum possible amount of daylight to get the job done in, you know. It's all good. I think this is the right call though. Break it into small half-day hikes effectively, and then I've got significant contingency. If there doesn't happen to be a bus, I could potentially walk back the same way before sunset. I'm trying to avoid it if I can, you know. If there are buses, I'll use them certainly. But I only signed up for the 640 miles of this. Didn't sign up to do it, you know, relay. Get to the end, tag the post, and start running back the other way. Good. All right, you can sit in my pocket for a bit because it's far too cold for you. Here we are. White Noise. It's my new prog rock band, I've decided. Is it Zephram Cliff or something from the North Coast? No, White Noise. I don't know what that is. It's got little eye holes. And then that's sort of up a bit with a ladder. Probably circa Second World War. Rather rudimentary though, so maybe in the latter part of the war when concrete was in short supply. Yeah, you could poke a rifle out of there, that'd scare the bejesus out of any German dreadnought in the distant channel. Don't know what the top bit is. This looks like a water tower, but no, I think it's got little rungs which are bent down now, so I can't really use them as rungs. I can't be bothered to climb that, it's just asking for trouble. Ooh. No, that's actually a water tank. So yeah, just a higher point to observe the bay from. Yeah. I want a stone with some writing on. What's this say? Smuggler's Path to White Noise Undercliff. Steep hazardous route. Oh, blimey, points straight off. Oh, I see. Wow, you know it's dangerous when the coast path won't even touch it. There's no acorn there. No, I need to go off that way next along those cliffs. We're going to come up to some quite scenic stuff soon. I'm hoping the sun persists, but it doesn't matter too much if not, because we're going to see Durdle Door, which is the big eye-catching monument of this region, natural landscape feature. It's on the cover of my map. Anyway, we'll see it when we see it. Old lighthouse, no, not lighthouse, coast guard, I don't know, something like that. Coast keeper cottages over there, which all look occupied. People live there, I suppose. Must be a road the other side or a track or something. I bet half of those are B&Bs. It's the sort of place you'd go to write a book and then go mad and start knifing the door and stuff, Shining style. Got to watch out for these B&B retreats. Yes, I'm going to go somewhere really, really remote where my unbridled creativity can mentally unhinge me properly. I'll take a typewriter and who knows what will happen. Good. I've run out of stuff to say. I'm just going to walk some bits now. Check out the upland splendour. Yeah, loving this. Look at that. Rolling cliffs, tiny little white cottages in the distance there. It's probably static caravans, but you know, don't ruin the moment. Oh, this is nice, very nice. Oh, is that Durdle Door? It's Kind of smaller than I was expecting. Sort of dead little keyhole, really. Well, let's carry on. Oh, there's a pointy thing though. Pointy thing. That's a bit 2001. I wonder if it'll teach me to kill the other monkeys with a bone. There's another one over there as well, poking over the top. I imagine if you're out at sea and you look at the coast and you see those two spiky things line up, that means you're at a significant place, like a line of longitude or waymark of some sort. Navigational, probably. Yeah. Good. Keep walking. Yeah, I've hit a right temperature equilibrium now. The too many layers is being offset by the chilly wind, so and the sweat is just sort of congealing on the underlayer and making me cold, which is quite pleasant, actually. Horrific as it sounds. Fortunately, you can't smell me at the moment, so it's all good. Ah, this is magnificent. This is the coast path, certainly the south side of it, the Dorset part. Sweeping cliffs. I wonder if I go along the top of that or down and up. It's a bit dangerous right near the edge. I think I'll probably go along the top of that field edge, on by the pointy thing. Oh well, we'll see. I try not to look at the map when I'm on these trips, actually. That just spoils things. Means I don't get, surprised by rivers with no bridge, which takes all the fun out of it. Oh, that's not going to work in YouTube, is it? It's just going to look like it's sideways for you lot. Hang on. Here we go. As you can see, it actually points upwards. Yeah, not even a plaque. Triangular, I think, in section. Is that me or does it look wonky? I think it's because I'm stood on a wonky bit of ground. Don't know. Camera doesn't have a spirit level. No alien wisdom forthcoming. I always investigate the monoliths when given the opportunity. Enigmatic, silent. The monolith is silent. Ow, thighs. Yeah, it's a nice, useful bit of shelter in a otherwise blasted and inhospitable landscape in a storm, I imagine. Yeah, can't even see the other pointy one somewhere over there. Yeah. Oh, here we go, some wisdom. Tanya, 27/02/2021. Yeah. There you go, immortalised in folklore down the millennia. Our distant descendants will come to this shrine and worship the golden age, the before time, when men flew in metal birds. Yeah. Me, I think I'm going to hit the end of today far too quickly, actually. I might be on track for the 12:30 bus at this rate, thinking about it. But I don't really want to push on because I'm really dubious about... Well, for starters, beyond Lulworth is a massive military firing range. And on Monday, when I drove past it on the landward side to get here, there were red flags up. Which makes me think they probably observe a typical 9 to 5 office working week, only with heavier munitions. So I suspect I probably can't get through there today, but I don't know. I haven't done the research. And then that gets me to a place called Kimmeridge, which is the next reasonable stop point. And I don't even know what the buses do there. Maybe they don't know what a bus is. Maybe they fear the moving ground dragon with the black round feet. I don't know. Sea folk, probably, fish people. I jest. I'm sure the people of Kimmeridge are lovely. Please don't comment. Oh, a scratchy bottom. Oh, puerile but funny. There we go, scratchy bottom, 1¼ miles. Durdle Door, 1.5. Lulworth Cove 3, yeah, and it's what? It's 10:15 now. I started somewhat marginally after 8, and I'm halfway. So I've done 3 miles in about 2 hours. I could reasonably expect to spend 2 hours getting to Lulworth Cove, which will then actually, which part is the path? Is it this lower one or the higher one? Probably the low one, it's got more wear. Yeah, so I could probably find myself in Lulworth Cove by midday. There was a 12:34 bus, which I didn't think I'd going to make, to be honest, today, but the next bus after that is about 3:50 something or other PM. So if I miss the 12 bus, I've got to sit around in Lulworth Cove for 4 hours or 3 hours at least. And they have got pubs and cafes and things, but you know, sooner or later they're going to turf you out if you've got like one espresso in 3 hours. That's malingering, that is. That's not being a customer. You're a vagrant at that point. And I don't know how many coffees I can realistically drink in one day. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm just very dubious about pushing on past Lulworth, you know, breaking the plan. I mean, potentially I could go beyond Lulworth for an hour and a half and then come back for an hour and a half and then get the bus. But then I'd have to somehow go to Kimmeridge and trek back to the point I got to. It all just gets very complicated and I can't be bothered to work it all out, to be honest. So I'm just going to, just going to keep on. Oh, there's a stile up there. And this looks like it's going to go down then up. Still, I suppose, I should know which the path was. I think it is this one. Typically, if you've got a really widely worn path and a not so widely worn path, the widely worn path is the southwest coast path. So it looks like I've got a bit of climbing to do ahead of me. So that'll slow me down a bit. I'm not even going to worry about it all. I'll get to Lulworth Cove, I'll look at the time, I'll look at the buses, and I'll work something out. But yes, I just don't plan on going beyond Lulworth Cove today. Can do that on Sunday, I think the plan is, yes. So the plan on Sunday is going to be quite a big day actually on Sunday, because I'm going to park at Lulworth and then walk on to Kimmeridge. But then I know, knowing that it's a Sunday and there are definitely no buses at all, I'm going to have to walk back from Kimmeridge to Lulworth to get to the car. And that's probably going to be just back along the coast path again. There may be an inland road route or something instead. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, definitely going to end up doing a full day's work on Sunday. So perhaps in the grand scheme of my ageing and wearing out feet, perhaps doing a half day today is not such a bad thing. Anyway, enough agonising. So there's something to worry about. I'm trying not to worry about that stuff. Let's just enjoy this fantastic scenery and landscape and weather. It's cool and pleasant, sunny and beautiful. Yeah, let's just forge on. Worry about whatever when we get there. Here we are, at the bottom, more or less. Look at that. Magnificent. Sort of pale wintry grasses there, stalks. It'll be like that the rest of the year now, probably. Sort of late autumn. And it's all chalk and flint round here now, chalk grasslands. This is weird. I don't know anything about geology anymore. Country does what it wants, frankly. I mean, look at that big slab out there, and then look at this. I don't know. There's all red mud and clay just the other side of there, so who knows? Given up guessing, frankly. It can do what it wants, metamorphically speaking. Well, it's lovely and sheltered down here, though. Faint bit of breeze every now and then, but mostly quite still. Sun's out, guns out, and the jumper's off. So, yep. That'll last till I get to halfway up there, I suspect, and then we jumper back out of the bag. That's the job, isn't it? That's the way. That's what you're meant to do. Lots of layers that you can take on and put off quickly. That's the idea. Although I can't really do much about the surplus trousers at present. I'm just going to have to sweat, really. I mean, there's nobody about, but a gentleman doesn't de-trouser in public. Honestly. So yeah. So back up there and then probably see what we see. That looks a bit jolly. It looks like quite a peculiar choice of many paths all up the side there, and all of them really close to the edge as well. I should be hugging that barbed wire fence as close as possible, I suspect. I've seen the sea before, it's fine, and I really don't want a really good look whilst climbing a cliff, which quite obviously looks quite crumbly from the edge. Yeah, stay the hell away from the edge. I think that other fork of the other path back up there where it just went across the top. That what didn't seem to be the approved southwest coast path according to the map, so I wasn't allowed to cop out. There we are, a climb ahead. It's a nice spot, nice secluded area. There's lots of places like that around it, along the coast path. I mean, the southwest of England is very much a landscape of destinations, of hotspots, you know. Hotspots, I don't know, yeah, points. It's points. You visit a place, like Weymouth, for example, you find a car park, you get out, you stroll around the promenade a little bit, you get back in the car, you go somewhere else. Or Portland Bill on the end. There's a car park there, pay your little ticket, go out, walk around a bit, get a cup of coffee, stare at the sea briefly, be surrounded by other people, get back in the car, go somewhere else. But the Southwest Coast Path is a linear experience. It's the places, it's all the places in between those places. And so you really do get a completely different perspective. I'm not as arrogant to suppose that I'm not a tourist. Absolutely I'm a tourist, I am. I don't live anywhere near here, 2 hours drive away. This is the nearest part of the coast path, well, nearly. You know, but I come a long way, I pay a bit of money to stay in a hotel or get a train or whatever, or camp. I see a bit of it and I go home, but it's nice to see the bits in between. I don't even know if this place has a name. There might be a National Trust sign somewhere, such and such down or whatever, but look at it. And it's hard work, it's effort. So not so many people make that effort, not so many people get to see this stuff. You've got to do the miles, I suppose. But it is absolutely worth it. I complain a lot on these videos, you may have noticed at this point. So anyone following it from the start and box set binging it in one go might wonder why the hell I'm even bothering if I hate it so much, but it's really a false representation, because for all the minutes and minutes I pour into YouTube or whatever, there's an equal amount of hours where I'm just wandering alone through landscapes and scenery like this. And I go places in my head and I become one with nature, whatever you want to call it. It's meditative, it's exhausting, and it's magnificent. And I'm just really glad and grateful that places like this exist, paths like this exist, you know. Oh yeah, sure, every island has some coast, but it's all rugged fields and so on. Not sure you could do this kind of thing in Scotland. There's not really the same convention of a coastal path as such. And without a path, it's hard to turn point-to-point tourism into a linear journey of tourism. I don't know. I know what I like though, and I do like this. Here we go, there's another good pitch. This is a bit more audacious. Out of the way of everywhere, but you're a bit exposed. I mean, today's northerly wind, which is coming broadly from that sort of direction, which is why you're not really feeling it down in this bowl, is quite atypical. Normally it's westerlies from here, normally comes along the coast from that way. Blows up the coast a bit. You see a lot of bent trees and so on. But so yeah, so I mean it's a big flat green bit, certainly. It would do in an emergency if it were getting dark. Drop the bag here and set up, but you know, it's rather close to the edge. Although that's less of a worry than you'd think. I mean, it'd have to be really, really, really on the edge, which you wouldn't do. Or you just have to be quite statistically unlucky, I think. So, I think this far away you'd probably be all right, but just for one night, and don't jump up and down. But no, it does crumble. Very white, very white. Yes, it's definitely chalk, isn't it? White cliffs, of which Vera Lynn was so fond. Is she still alive? I think she might be. But look at that, that's all come off fairly recently. It's not terribly rounded. I mean, chalk erodes very quickly, so hard to tell a precise, recent date of those falls, but it does come off. Not good climbing because it is quite crumbly. And yet it'll sit there in a stack like this for quite some time. Look at that piece there. That tower. You do get chalk towers. You'll see some of those around Swanage as well. Old Harry Rocks, I think it's called. Very distinctive set of chalk pillars. I think it's chalk. I don't know. I mean, what is there? Isn't there any difference between chalk and limestone apart from age? Maybe limestone is just what becomes chalk after a while. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Rabbit hole, yep, the silent killer. Yeah, getting a bit of cloud cover coming across now. I think we will probably see a bit more overcast. So I probably ought to keep moving because that's going to take the temperature down a bit once the sun can't shine on me. Yeah, magnificent place. And there's more to come as well. It's a really good stretch of coast today. Looking forward to seeing what's over the top of there. If I can get up there without having a hernia or cardiac or whatever, embolism. Lots of things could go wrong. I'll be fine, it's all right. Yeah, I'm alright really. Did that in one go. I'm pleased with myself. Not as tall as they're coming down, clearly, as you can see. I think probably a case of optical illusion foreshortening as well. It looks a lot steeper than it was. Still quite a way, quite a push. I think the aggressive air cooling helps. I found that when I was running. Back last time I did the Couch to 5K again, sort of as it coming into this time of year, I found that as it got colder in the evenings, I was actually running better. And actually the worst is when it was in midsummer, at 30 plus, trying to jog in that. Yeah. I suppose my human muscles can go on forever, I suppose, if you keep giving them sugar, oxygen, and then taking away the lactic acid and the heat. Humans could run forever if they were robots. Right, so what have we got here then? East Chowden Permissive Path. Lulworth Cove 2, Ringstead 3. Blimey, I'm about an hour from the finish. 10:43. Even with these hills, I think I'm going to get there quite quickly. Well, I don't know. Yeah, like I say, if I'm time for a 12:30 bus, then I'll take it. If not, I'll sit around in cafes and whatnot, being a general smelly nuisance until the 3 o'clock bus. I really don't sit and stare, you know. The old poem, we have no time to sit and stare, blah blah blah. Yeah, good bit of slippage there. Big chunk of cliff dropped a little bit. That's a sign to not camp. Wouldn't put a tent on that bit. I mean, you know, the grass has grown in the furrow, but still less stable than it was. Right, so it looks like another down then up over there onto that top one, and then another one beyond that, but probably Lulworth Cove lieth beyond, but I don't know. Not too worried about progress today, as it turns out. Worried about that cloud though, it's gotten cooler. Which way that's going? I think that's sort of going away, that sort of direction, which means it'll be coming from there. So yeah, we'll get a big gap of sun and then more cloud, I think. Oh, that's all good. You know, I have very little to complain about at the moment, which is a bit of a shame really. I do quite like complaining. I can invent stuff, it's fine. I don't need any more personal calamities at the moment. Big flat patch of grass there. Probably just the wind. Odd shape to be a tent. Livestock maybe, deer and things. Don't know. Right, onward. That's probably Durdle Door. Only not very photogenic from this angle. I think the arch is sort of sideways-ish onto us. But we'll see it. We'll definitely see it happen over the next hill probably. Splendid. Well, who's for a vertigo-inducing promontory panorama then? It's a little bit breezy, I'm being quite tentative. No. Whoa, touch of vertigo there. Let's move back a little bit, I think. Something with a bit of, there we go. Now if I just suddenly spontaneously fall over, I won't die. Good, but yeah, I think you get the general idea though. Let's go around, start over there. Keep it nice and slow. Yeah. Wow, I really did get some actual vertigo there. This is unusual. Normally I'm not susceptible. Used to go abseiling off things in my youth. Rock climbing and stuff. said, I suppose you get more risk adverse as you get older. Okay, that's the direction I just came from. Now, if I had a drone about now, then I'd be hating myself for causing such a noise and nuisance. You have to get a licence for them nowadays if they're over a certain weight. They're very noisy as well. You see all this drone photography on, like, you know, natural history programs and so on, but they're usually playing some sweeping orchestral track over the top instead of, you know, that you can hear for about a quarter of a mile in all directions. I haven't seen so many of them on this trip actually, or any of the recent trips. I think the legal restrictions have made it more difficult. She's not allowed to fly the big ones anymore, and the small ones I don't think can lift any reasonable sized camera. I don't know, and maybe they can, miniaturisation and all. Yeah, really very steep over the edge there. It might make my way back up to the path. It's good though. I said I went to the end. You can see how terrifyingly and stupid it was to go to the end. Once we get up there, we can have a side shot of where I'm stood now. Oh, yes. I mean, look at it. Just a crumbly chalk mess. Like a really white Stilton without any mould in it. Cheese. Right, down and up. Yeah, there you go. Quite crumbly. Still, that one seems to have survived the ages. Right, up and away again. Well, I may be out of shape, but I did that in one go as well. Good sign to see behind you. Oh, really? Was there? Okay. All right. So now, walk 6. That's not me. It's a footpath, certainly. No acorn here, though. That's okay. I know where I'm going. Almost certainly. So this all looks a bit more meandering, a bit less severe up and down. Yeah, this isn't nearly as bad as Hartland Point, North Devon there. That was a day. 10 of those, back to back. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we meander off to the end there. Look, it's a good viewing point for the door, which I firmly believe is a portal to a strange alien ocean. You can just get your skiff through there. You'll have all sorts of adventures, chased by like harpies and mermaids and stuff. It's all very Sinbad. And the dirt little door is a big visitor attraction, so there may be an ice cream shop or something. Guess I meander up that very broad, well marked out, heavily travelled path, and then up and across the end of there. Probably some kind of drinks available up there. What am I doing? 11:06. I could get that 12:30 bus if I push. Oh god, this is how it starts. No, I don't know. I quite enjoy just sitting around for 3 hours. I don't know. I think I get this from my dad. He can't sit still either. He can't just sit on a beach for 3 hours. He's got to be going somewhere, doing something. Quite understand. Right, so down and then sort of up a bit more and onward. And then we'll get some proper tourist photos from a proper tourist viewpoint. There we go, in case you think I just made it up. Okay, no setting fire to birds. Slippery slope, unstable cliffs, unstable edge, strong tides, deep shelving beach, don't climb, don't drone fly, don't fire or barbecue, don't camp, no rubbish, no lifeguard service. Keep to the footpaths. Apart from all that, have a nice day. I don't know, I've had a scratchy bottom since Ringstead, to be honest, but you probably didn't want to hear that. Right, onward. Look how busy it is. This is like a midweek Wednesday in November that's not half term or anything. Busy, busy. Still, sort of ruminated before on the concept that any given fortnight of the year, a 26th of the population are on holiday, or something like that. Most people get at least 2 weeks off a year. 52 weeks divided by 2. Come on, brain. 25 and 1, 26. So yeah, you've got a 1 in 26% chance of it being someone's hot week off for the typical working age adult in the UK. I mean, that's skewed immensely by half-term holidays and the need to look after children and things, but even so. Busy, busy, busy. All the footprints down there. There's the arch itself. They say if you can angle yourself so that you can see the sun directly through it, the sun appears much larger and hotter and green. And that swimming through it, the air smells like rotten custard. So, make of that what you will. Personally, I think I just made that up. But there you go. I'll let you decide. Making slightly alarmingly good progress today. Still. Viewing point just up ahead. But you know how I am about talking to you guys when there are people around. I get all shy. Yeah, splendid. Yeah, I don't know if it's this beach or the next one over or Lulworth Cove itself, but I remember, so about, not this COVID summer, but the COVID summer before that, everyone decided, hey, we're not allowed to go on holiday anywhere, let's all go to Dorset. And so they turned up in what can only be described as biblical quantities, absolutely carpeted this beach in well, windbreaks, parasols, towels, their own wobbling pale flesh, and a tremendous amount of rubbish, which they then left behind when they all buggered off. You can go and Google for newspaper clippings and whatnot and photos of the time. It was quite horrific, to be honest, for a delicate wilderness soul like myself. What was more horrific was the photos of the huge amounts of bin bags and rubbish that they the local posse of concerned and appalled local volunteers managed to haul off of here and pile up. It took a lot of work to get the place looking decent again, from what I gather. It just goes to show some people don't really, they carry their own sense of place with them, I think, and they'll get to somewhere like this and they won't really be anywhere else except home, just with a different backdrop. And then that naturally leads on to the point of view that, whoa, it's not my beach, someone else can clean it up. Or maybe people just assumed there were people who were paid to do that, I don't know. But it doesn't take a lot of sensibility or thought to just put it all back in the bag you brought it in with and put it in a bin on the way home, you know. Or better yet, put it in your own bin when you get home, because those roadside bins at lay-bys and stuff still need to be emptied by some poor sap with a van and a stick. There's just too many people, I think, but that's a dark line of thought that leads to all kinds of terrible things I probably wouldn't want to say on YouTube. Anyway, let's keep it light and keep moving on. I think there might be a cafe or something. There's enough people to warrant at least an ice cream van with a hot drink chugging away with its generator running up in a car park somewhere. We'll have a look, see what we can see. I might get another shot just from the viewpoint just to prove I was here. Also, I need some more photos because I got a new flat and I'm trying to put stuff on the walls, and I'm not really one for abstract wall hanging, so I like to go with those little clusters of photo holders, and I like to fill them with pictures from this trip. But I don't really take many photos. I do a lot of video for you guys, but I forget to take actual still photos, which you know, this phone is a very capable stills camera as well, so I ought to get a few snaps for my own posterity. Try and find the perfect angle. It's not bad actually just looking at that. I have to do something with the white balance, but anyway, I'm going to be a photographer and tourist for a bit, and I'll talk to you again soon. Well, getting a bit of a go-away vibe here. There's definitely a path here at some point. There's some steps, sign pointed along there, but I'm guessing it used to go along there and then up. But this looks like a go-away, this cliff's about to collapse type barrier. So I suppose I want to be up on the ridge on top, given there's no inviting style here, and I think that fence does pretty much terminate in mid-air. Alright, well, let's double back then. So apparently I'm about a mile away from the end, and I've got an hour to the bus. So I think I'm pretty much on for the 12:30 finish bus. Not a bad thing, I suppose. Go home for lunch, put my feet up and contemplate Sunday, when I will be doing 14 miles whether I like it or not. It will be a there and back, because there's literally, I just tried tapping into Google, seeing if it could find a way for me to get from Kimmeridge to back to the car via public transport today, and it couldn't. So there really is no point trying to carry on any further today. And yeah, I think I'm likely to exhaust the tourist potential of Lulworth Cove in the space of 4 hours. So if I can get that 12:30 bus, and I'll be peachy. So I get up onto this ridge and then to the right somehow. Good. Yeah. Just seen a coast path diversion sign on that fence gate there. We're on track. Guess that cliff must have just gotten too dangerous. Can happen. And look, a burger van doing business. Mind you, given that I'm probably about 3/4 of a mile from the end now, I might as well just power on to the end. Don't really need a burger or a coffee right now. Not when that might jeopardise me getting a bus I could get. It's all about the logistics. Oh yeah. Something I miss about the whole week-long backpack camping variant of this. Mind you, even that was still, I'm sure regular viewers will remind me that that was still a fraught experience of, oh, I need to get to Weymouth by Thursday. I can't get there later than 5 o'clock on the Thursday, blah, blah, blah. Just meant I had to spread the logistical anxiety out over a whole week. So not much changes. A gentle upward incline here. Keep powering on. Should be a good view of Lulworth Cove on the top. That'll be something to see. In the meantime, stare at that briefly. Push pause if you like. There we are. Picturesque Lulworth Cove. Let me just stop and zoom a bit. And if I can make it down to that car park in the next 45 minutes, I might get a quick early bus home. It is literally there. Probably get down there in 15 minutes. Lulworth Cove, smugglers, etc. are the cove itself. It's like a natural bowl basin carved between two headlands. I'll have a proper look at that next trip, I expect, because we'll be going up and round it. But this is pretty much my destination for today. I've grossly overestimated the distance and underestimated my speed, or something like that anyway. Yeah, that was worth getting up at 5 AM for. Still, that's good. Early bath. Alright, let's get down there, maybe grab a cold drink from a shop or some sort. Wait around the bus stop. The bus stop is literally just next to that little island in the middle. Just on this left-hand side. I know, because I spent an uncomfortable period there Monday morning at around 8 o'clock waiting for a bus that doesn't turn up on Mondays. Because I was going to use this as my destination and then do what actually amounted to the last 2 days in one day. I was going to go from Chesil Beach car park to here on Monday. That was the plan originally, but misjudged a lot of things as it turned out, and here I am on Wednesday instead. So let's put the whole schedule behind a bit. I won't finish the entire coast path this week. I'll have to take another week off work, probably late November, early December, and get the last bit done. But from here, under my new revised half-day slackers schedule, I anticipate there being 4 more days left to go for the entire thing. So probably, well, I don't know, I'm not making any bets or promises or anything like that. St Adlam's Head, I believe, right on the end there. Me and the old co-host stroke producer stroke person used to go rock climbing on that cliff on the very, very end there. There's a chapel, that small bump on the very top, which we'll look at in close detail, and that's a row of houses. See what I mean? This is, we're starting to reach places I visit quite a lot actually. But I've got to get there first across what is an intervening military firing range, apparently. Lulworth to Kimmeridge, Kimmeridge being the next place of any kind of note, which I should be doing on Sunday, and back again, because there's absolutely no transport from Kimmeridge to anywhere. I shall probably park here. Yeah, it's across a firing range, which, yeah, like I say, on Monday when I drove down to here, from my original plan, I drove past the landward side of the firing range and there was red flags up. So I don't know. Now I'm assuming Sunday's probably a more likely day for there not to be red flags up. If there are red flags up, it means I'll probably have to do some sort of inland detour route, which is going to be quite significant because it's quite a big range. It should be a pity and a shame, but we'll hope for the best. If it's a Sunday in November, it's going to be the best bet for there not to be any firing, apart from an actual bank holiday. So I'll have to see what the deal is. What is that? Is it a red flag? Or is that a life buoy? That is a red flag, isn't it? So, next to what looks to be a stile, that's maximum zoom. Yeah, so I think I can't carry on today even if I want to, because Johnny Soldier's out there blowing shit up, or something. I can't hear any bangs, but you know, that's no reason to ignore a red flag on a firing range. Alright, anyway, I'm going to go down there and get my bus. Probably say goodbye to you when I get down there. Check that out, that's cute. Minehead 602. I can't help feeling a little bit proud of that. Yes, I've done it in extreme piecemeal, but yeah, yes, I've done it. So the other side of that little stone there says South Haven Point 28. South Haven Point is essentially the very end. It is the southernmost end of the chain ferry on the Poole Harbour mouth. Yeah, 28 miles to go. Under other circumstances, that'd be 2 days probably, but take it easy. There's a lot of things that can go wrong and adversity going on at the moment. Short days, winter public transport schedules, long distance driving involved at each end of the day as well. No, I'm not in any real hurry. I do want to finish it this year. We'll all be home by Christmas, but you know, it will be over by Christmas. Alright, so yeah, bus stop just up ahead there. So I'm going to say goodbye now. Toodle pip, see you Sunday for a big one, of which you've only got to put up with half of. Lucky you.